No more ghosts. The night was hot and steamy, although cooler than the summer day's heat. The hustle and bustle of the city had calmed, but the open windows revealed the sounds of arguments, music, or TVs. A metal trash can lid could be heard clanging and ringing as it hit the ground, a cat or rat uncovering its next meal. Guinea was leaning on the brick of the old abandoned warehouse, facing and looking down the street from the top of the T intersection. Guinea had come out late tonight to meet with his gang members. He had his leg up and foot planted against the brick wall, leaving black marks from his worn and tattered boots. Guinea was a nickname he was given after his father had told him one day while he was acting tough. "You're about as mean as a guinea hen." His real name was John, with many who knew him calling him Johnny. He was a member of the C Street Ghosts, a small gang of 7 or 8 if Gary's little brother came, all members from the neighborhood. They were all able to act tough, but had gotten the Ghost's name from not being so scary, but not having showed up for a fight one night. The other gangs called them the Ghosts for not showing up. They were small-time criminals, only stealing candy and an occasional pack of cigarettes or bottle of liquor from the store. They didn't go looking for fights unless another gang came into their neighborhood. Most nights were eventless. Guinea continued to wait to see if the gang showed up tonight. He lit the half-cigarette he had, puffing to get it to smoke, switching his legs to continue to lean, now with his other foot on the wall, surprised at how quiet the night had become. A scream filled the air, a scream close enough to rattle Guinea's nerves. A female scream that pierced the air, then again, several seconds later, again making Guinea shiver with nerves. He stood with both feet on the ground, watching in the direction of the scream. Then from around the corner of a building came a girl running barefoot, turning and looking behind her as she ran. She was running straight toward Guinea, who was shocked at what he was seeing. He could see that she was running scared, her dress torn, no shoes, her long hair flipping back and forth as she continued to look behind her as if something was chasing her. She ran and turned to hide behind the wall of the building just across the street from where Guinea was standing. She had a look of horror on her face as she kept peeking around the wall to see if something was coming. Guinea then recognized the girl and jogged across the street to see what was wrong. As he approached, he said, "Riley, it's me. What happened?" "Johnny, I don't..." Guinea stood back as he realized just how bad the situation was. Riley had scrapes and cuts on her arms and a slash across one cheek bleeding. She was holding her side and when she moved her hand to look, had long, deep slashes that cut through her dress. She was bleeding badly. Guinea also felt the fear and shock run through him as he realized just how scared Riley was, noticing her hands and body shaking uncontrollably from her fear. He tried again to get her to tell him what was happening, asking, "What happened? What's going on?" "Johnny, are they coming?" As she looked around the corner again. "Who, Riley? Who is coming? What happened?" "I was walking home from work. Then I was pulled into the alley. They grabbed at me and pushed me down. They started to drag me, and I fought back. They continued to grab and pull on me. I finally got away, but they caught me again. They slashed and cut me, still grabbing and pulling. I got away again, and I ran as fast as I could. Are they coming after me, Johnny?" As she kept looking. "Who, Riley? Who did this?" "It was so dark. There was only a little light. I swear I saw. They were... I gotta get out of here. Wait, Riley!" Riley turned and ran away with the fear that they were coming. Guinea stood in disbelief. He didn't know what to do as he ran what she said through his mind. He was thinking fast as he paced up and down the street, wishing the guys were with him. His thoughts became of anger as he wondered if another gang had tried to get Riley, or maybe just some pervert, but she had said they. Guinea took this to mean more than one. His nerve was not enough to go to the alley himself, alone. Then he saw the guys coming, one hollering out, "Guinea!" as they approached. Guinea was even more excited now and played up the tough act as he ran to them. "We got another gang here in the neighborhood tonight, fellas. They tried to grab Riley, but she fought them off. They can't be too tough. Let's go get them." Guinea got the group fired up. They ran around gathering sticks, and several pulled out knives from their pockets. They were all ready to fight, and tonight it was all 8 of them. They made their way down the street. Chatters of tough talk echoed as each one tried to explain how they were going to hit or cut the offenders. Guinea chimed in, "It's payback for what they did to Riley," with all of them agreeing, seeming to cheer, "It's for Riley." They came to the alley, all of them stopping just before they entered. The alley was dark, with barely a light coming from a cellar door to see as they squinted to get a glimpse of what was there. Then a figure blacker than the darkness moved. One of Ghost Gang saw it, hollering out, "There's one, boys! Let's get him!" They all rushed into the alley. A horrendous fight started with screams coming from the gang. Growling and chattering could be heard, with the thumps of bodies hitting the ground. Guinea saw the figure of the black rat, standing as tall as him, growling and chattering with that grin of overlapping fangs, eyes of silver and black. He was horrified, and before he could scream, felt the claws slash deep across his throat. It took moments and seconds, and Guinea, with his blood draining fast, could feel himself being dragged into the cellar before his vision faded, then turning black. Captain and George listened to the coroner tell of the young girl's death. "She bled out, Captain. The slashes on her side were deep enough, and with her having run, you say most likely quite a ways, probably in panic and scared, brought her heart rate up to a point she most likely bled out within 20 minutes or so. Did you ever find the boys that did this?" "No. It seems they have all disappeared. No sign of any of them. We followed the blood trail she left to the alley where we think the attack occurred. There was a lot of blood, to the point we were sure we would find more bodies. No other trails led away from the alley. She must have put up a decent fight." "Well, they sure did slash her up good. What's odd is that the slashes to her side and this right arm are so parallel to each other. I measured them, and all 4 are nearly the exact width apart. Very strange." "Yes, that is odd. Well, all I can say is, it sure has been quiet around here with the gang gone. No more ghosts." The night was hot. The streets were quiet, eerily quiet. All was silent,